Hello, my name is Edgar Conrad Williams. I am the designated level designer, a shared task in my group for our project. And this would be the second video that I explain what I've done for the past 2 weeks. Now, I mentioned before that I was working on the medic room and think in my last video, but in this video, I'll be showing what I've done. Be working with the cargo room, which is the first room. As you can see here, I've worked upon assets to stimulate what a cargo room would usually have inside it. Since it's a spaceship, you can see broken parts of a ship here, a spaceship as well. In my cargo room, it is 2 levels. This is the top level. To see just additional assets involving boxes, broken equipment, and also broken aircraft here. These assets will be interactive. Here, the player will be able to search through the items to discover crafting items and abilities here, especially hidden items here as well. As you can see, it's a very compact room, but still wide enough to make the player walk around. Each room will be different, but this is the first room that I experimented with. The main problem I had when I was making this room, and it's a recurring problem that I also suffered in the medic room, was scale. Even though using Propeller, I did have some problems utilizing sizes that fits the player and the assets all in one room perfectly. For example, one problem I had was that, especially when I was working in the cargo room, this is an old model, you can see here that the textures are different here as well, and looking at it from a top view as well. That was the iteration I made in the video. But relating back what I just said, that one problem was, like I said, scale. So as you can see on the left is an old model of how the size used to look like. I took 3 steps and that was it. The player reached the end of the level. But as you can see, I had to increase the size by at least 2 to 3 times to make the room efficient. Also to make the whoever's playing be able to at least be able have a sense of exploration, however small this room may be. It was in Christopher Tolton's book, in architectural design, in chapter 6, that he said the most important thing before anything else in level design is space. To utilize space and to create space as well to be used. That theory is the one thing that I've tried to incorporate a lot in my level design for most of the levels, because like I said, that's the most recurring problem that I had, was to utilize space. So either make the space bigger or fill out the room. In the cargo room, as you can see, I tried to fill out as much space as possible. It also resonates to the player that they don't just enter into an empty room, that as soon as they enter into a room, they feel like they have things to do, that they can explore, they can acquire items and the rest. In the tech room, since the name, I tried to make this room more technologically advanced, that as soon as you see the tech room, this represents what it feels like to be in a sci-fi environment. Here, as you can see advanced power cells, even just the textures of the room, it can tell it's a completely different feeling from the cargo room. Like I mentioned before, I wanted each room to feel different. You can even see here a video of nanoparticles. I thought of adding this sort of element will really resonate with the player, that as soon as they enter into here, they really feel like they're encompassed in the spaceship. I tried to add the texture to make it look more metallic as possible. And like I mentioned before, I tried to add space for walking room as well, to utilize space. It's not just for the sake of player movement, but also for AI movement as well, to give them enough space to maneuver as well. Like I said, make use of the space is very important level design, relating to what Toten said in his book. Here in the tech room, I tried to add a lot of monitors and display computers as well as possible, relating to the use of tech. Source of inspiration came mainly from the Mass Effect series. I wanted to incorporate a game with a similar theme to ours, which mainly is sci-fi and high-tech technology. As you can see, Here's a point top view and thing of the tech room that just the video just saw, and the main source of inspiration was from the Mass Effect game series. In this 2 week, I decided to see if I can upgrade and modify the medic room. So I started to redesign the medic room from sketches here, as you can see, and that concludes this diary.